My lovely people. It can be very intimidating, very heartbreaking, deeply confusing, can throw you into an endless turmoil of questions that you don't have answers for. When a man walks into your life and then leaves, as women, as a woman, because of sociocultural stigmatization and preconditioning, it affects us the most. I have been there, done that. Coming out of that experience today, I want to share with you, ladies, my beloved sisters, the two deepest pains you think I don't know, but I know you feel from that experience. Then I will open up to you 3 major victory points you may never have discovered, but it worked for me and still works for me. I hope at the end of today's video, you will not go back the same. I wouldn't want you to remain in broken pieces. With today's video, I promise you, your life will never be the same the way that man left you shattered to pieces. Welcome to my channel. Stopping by for the first time, this is a lovely place to be. Moments with me, your one and only Adabugo. You've never regretted stopping over, and today will make you know that you will never have a dull moment with me. See you soon. Straight. When an undeserving man walks into your life and then takes a leave you out there in the cold, leave you unattended, abandoned, rejected, ignored, it's terrible. Very terrible. And the terror of it all is deepened because of the society and culture where I find myself in. And I know you listening to me may also find yourself in a similar situation, because by and large, world over, women have been stigmatized and have always been at the receiving end of failed marriages, failed relationships, failed everything. Women seem to be blamed with ease. But today, the story is going to change in your life, because I will tell you secrets. 2 major pain areas you probably haven't paid attention to. Then I will tell you 3 main victory points that you now see that you can turn around your story and be the best you can be. The first effect of being left out in the cold, abandoned, unloved, rejected by an undeserving man is the counter effect of the reality, being that you start feeling that you are the undeserving person. Because you're a very beautiful woman, you're a very good-hearted woman, you are lovely. All you ever wanted to do in that relationship is to love this man, to care for him, to build with him, to grow with him. You loved him with all your heart. But he happens to be an undeserving man. Okay? He happens to be an undeserving man. So psychologically, when that thing happens, the first reaction, which is very painful, is the counter effect. Almost in denial, like your subconscious being wants to reject that reality. Okay, so because that man is no longer in your life to receive the blame of what he has done to you, You control yourself enough. You don't want to transfer your aggression to people around you. You don't want to be frustrated. You go within in that pain and shock. The simplest, easiest person to blame is yourself. So you begin to feel that you are the undeserving one. And of course, it is bolstered by the judgment given to you by your society. Let me stand up so that you look at me very well. You see my back? You see my front? You see my face? You can tell my brain, my mind, and you can also guess my heart. The reason I had to stand up for you is for you to look at me very well and see how beautiful I am, how wonderful and fearfully made by God. Yet, an undeserving man walked into my life and walked out. I mean, even if I don't have a mirror in my house, even if I don't have feedback from people around me, then that tells me that I am a good person, that I have worth, that I am not bad. It's terrible. It's shattering. If you're not in full grip of yourself, you can lose it. Many people in the past have lost their lives, lost their sanity because of the traumatic experience, because of the shock of it all. You begin to feel inadequate, as if you are the worst person on earth, as if it is your fault, when it is not. It is that man, that blind man, that is to blame. What makes him undeserving? He could be a terrible liar, a cheat, a deceiver, okay? Undeserving. He could be stringing you along with one other person, two other women, throwing you in a third-party situation with who knows how many women. In fact, third party, fourth party, even 100 party is possible with all those women he plays around with. A man that is not grown, a man that is small in the mind, a man that cannot appreciate the good in you, a man that doesn't know his work and responsibility of husband, fiance, or whatever. A man walk into your life and walk out. I am not talking about everyday boyfriend, girlfriend people do, although I am not trivializing that, because that equally can be very painful. I am talking about altar situations, dowry situations, registered marriages and relationships that for no reason, for no explanation, you just realize that you have been played, that you have been used, abused, abandoned, taken for granted. Consider it a bad script. Consider it an accident. The fact that you are having a very most beautiful car, let's say Mercedes-Benz or Toyota or whatever, and somebody came and hit you from nowhere, doesn't make you a bad driver, doesn't make your car less beautiful. People can talk and say, oh, what a terrible driver, how can this beautiful car be destroyed like this? Forgetting that you can be walking on your own, an accident can happen. Such is life. Consider it a bad chapter in your life. Okay, so it is terribly painful when you begin to feel so inadequate. Look at how beautiful you are, yet, people will judge. If you can be this beautiful, this fine, this intelligent, this sweet, this golden-hearted, and a man still walks out of your life, then something must be wrong with you. That is the general consensus judgment the society wants to give. But it is not true, and you being a product of the same society, you probably have done that to other people before. It is easy for you to now feed it back to yourself by feeling undeserving and inadequate. That is one of the most painful part of it all. You begin to doubt yourself, you get confused, especially if you were like me, you've done all you could, you did your very best. And man, you begin to wonder, is something really wrong with you? You begin to even agree that something could be wrong with you. It is a terrible mess. They make mess of your head. But stay tuned. At the end of this video, you will see a victory point even in that mess that has been made of your head. The second most painful part of it is that you are absolutely and totally disgraced. Yes. If it is a secret thing, a quiet relationship, nobody knows. But let's say you got married. Your dowry has been paid, you had traditional marriage, you even had church wedding or court register, everybody knows that you are together. Then all of a sudden, this man walks out of your life, abandons you, rejects you, mudslings you, destroys your name and reputation. Come on, absolutely shamed, dishonored, and disgraced in front of the whole world. It is deeply painful with no one to come to the rescue because the man responsible or in question is far away. And meanwhile, while he's far away, he's busy mudslinging, destroying your name. You are left alone. You just don't know what to do. Minus the few good people you may have around you as friends and support you emotionally, it is very hard to even pull through that emotional turmoil. It is quite very traumatic. Okay, so I want to identify with these two major pains you feel today so that you know that you are not alone in it. I have been there, done that. I felt it to the hilt. Very aching pain that actually disrupted my physical appearance. I lost weight, my cheekbones, my neck bones all sunk deep. I fell ill. To tell you how traumatic it was, if not that this head of mine that God has given me is a strong one, and of course it's God that sustained me through it. God made me pass through that fire but didn't allow it to consume me because of these three major victory points I'm going to share with you. Stay tuned. Victory point is that such pains and deep agony opens you up to deeper self-examination if you're honest with yourself. And when you finish examining yourself, you realize that nothing is wrong with you. It now throws you into deeper self-valuation. You begin to realize your true worth. You realize how undeserving that man was. You now appreciate and know that you only made a mistake and you're only human. By allowing an undeserving person into your life, it was just a mistake. You couldn't have done otherwise. Mistakes make you learn. Experiences make you learn. So that experience now made you to go back because you will ask yourself all sorts of questions. What is wrong? What have you done? What didn't you do? This and that. Okay? Remember, when you try and a door remains closed, pause. That door is closed for a good reason. For you to turn back. For you to turn back and probably chat another way. Okay? So when you go through deeper self-examination, you now have self-valuation. Unless you're a bad woman, unless you're not a good person, unless you're the one that killed yourself with your own hands, if you are a good woman, if you are a good-hearted person, if your heart is clean and your hands are pure and you did all you can, you will go back and realize that indeed you are worthy, you are this good, and this person, this undeserving person still walks out of your life. You now realize how you are too much of a value that they could not comprehend. They could not handle you. You are too good for them. In fact, too good to be true. So they couldn't understand you. They couldn't even stay with you. They're not good enough for you. That is just the summary of it all. Because no person will see such a good, lovely thing you are and not rush you and not stay with you forever. Only a fool will see pearl and cast it away because they don't know the value of pearls. Okay, victory point is launch yourself on another level of increased self-confidence. After discovering your value now, recovering yourself, you relaunch yourself into another level of increased self-confidence. You begin to now respect yourself more. You begin to now appreciate yourself more, love yourself more. Your self-confidence increases. Because it's not easy to come out of the ashes. Yes, to be disgraced and shamed to the whole world, and you still live and you still walk. And you're able to leave it behind, even forgive and move on. Man, your confidence is unshakable. It's unquestionable. Nobody can take it away from you. So you relaunch yourself into another level of higher self-confidence. And that is the key. That is the open door. That is the number one instrument you need to conquer the world, to achieve your dreams, to achieve your goals and ambitions. That your love, your trust, and your respect are golden, okay, and should be earned. You won't just cast it and to pick.